What's up, everybody? It's Chef Mike Jerez
and John Baruti.
And we are
Million Dollar Food Guys. So this episode, we're going to keep basically on the same theme. We do want you to know we're not a political show.
Not at all.
Not even this much. Like, we are the least political guys that
Absolutely.
you'll ever find.
Correct.
The unfortunate part is our Governor Murphy, is making us political because of what's going on.
Correct.
So we have a dear friend, right? That dear friend is Bob Considine.
Correct.
Bob Considine works for NJBIA. I see. Mike knows better than I. Yes. Which, full disclosure, we're both part of, right? We are members of. And Bob calls me the other day and says, hey, would you speak on the fact that the family leave is going from 6 to 12 weeks? Now, first of all, we're working. We're running our businesses. Literally, Michael, I had no idea that it was, like, I don't even know where this came from. So I look at this, it's text. I look at this, I'm like, Bob, I love you, but I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I don't want to be the guy that's saying, poo-poo on family life, right? But then I start doing some research, and I realize this is absurd. And not only absurd, Mike, like, I don't know how he gets it past people. Like, when this happens, he just signs a bill that goes from 6 weeks to 12 weeks, hold on, wait for it, paid leave. Like, Mike didn't even know. Like, you didn't even know.
No, I was completely oblivious to the whole thing.
And he's not a dummy. I'm not a dummy. I didn't even know. So looking into this, again, because that's what Bob does, right? He's part of this group. This group is Employers of New Jersey, which is an awesome group, right?
Correct.
It just is.
They take care of small business, and,
That's what they do. That's
they
their
really
job.
hook up small business.
They hook us up, and I'll put a link in below so you guys can check it out. But it's an awesome thing. And Bob is part of this group.
Yes.
And he is very, very in tune of this.
Well,
stuff.
he's the writer of all of the stuff for New Jersey small business, so he really knows what's going on.
Yeah, so he knows, he's got his pulse on the whole thing,
correct.
Right? So he, again, tips me off to
and
this.
we're going to have him on, by the way. He's
going to have him on.
We're going to have him on the show.
Bobby's a smart guy.
Could clarify a bunch of stuff because he's super smart,
But so he tips me off to this, and I start doing some research, and I'm like, I'm sorry. First of all, I apologize. I didn't even know we had to pay 6 weeks, right? And this isn't maternity leave, this is family leave, which basically means this. If somebody comes to me or Mike and says, hey, I have a sick mom, sick dad, I can't be here for the next 12 weeks, you gotta pay me. That's basically what it is. And I'm sure Bobby would tell you, that's not really, this is what I learned. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
If you have a baby, God bless you, right? You get 12 weeks paid. Now, the government, our U.S. federal government, mandates that you are allowed 12 weeks unpaid leave, which means you can leave the job, go take care of what you need, come back after 12 weeks, and you'll still have a job. I almost don't have a problem with that, right? It's tough for a business because in the last episode, we just talked about how hard it is to find good employees, right?
Correct.
Both Mike and I have seasonal businesses, which our seasons are basically 3 months.
Correct.
Which is the time that you're allowed to be out and be paid, right? So those things, and you're like, well, I get it. Like, I understand it. But how do I, as an employer, pay for that? So now I'm scrambling to find a new employee, which in the previous episode we talked about is almost impossible. It's not impossible to find a person. It's impossible to find a person that is worth their salt.
I agree, 1,000%.
And we're not even at the $15 an hour minimum yet, right? So it's almost impossible to find somebody at $12 an hour that you feel is worth $12 an hour to replace that person. So now we have to pay that person for this family leave time. Again, this is not a political station.
Correct.
This isn't what we do.
Correct.
But in the short time that Governor Murphy has been in it's not the White House, but I don't know what you call it, the Capitol House, right, in Trenton, we have endured.
I think it's 18 months. I think he's been there. Is it 18 months?
But
I know in 18 months he destroyed the whole entire state of New Jersey.
But listen, that being said, Chris Christie, right, which I had tremendous high hopes for. I was like, this guy's going to come in. He's a hard hitter. He's talking about the people. Dude, I don't know, and I'm a Republican. I don't know what happened to you, but it was disappointing.
Well, what's screwed up for me is because we are in Seaside Park. The governor's mansion
Right down the
is
street.
located right down the street from us.
You know what? That's going to go on the feed.
Every summer, the governors visit my restaurant quite a bit.
Yeah.
And whoever's governor, it started back with.
Oh wow! What was the woman's name? It was before her.
No, she was here.
But what was
But
her?
we've
horrible.
had every.
This is how non-political we are.
We've had every governor here in the world.
And you have I guarantee, Republican, Democratic, you have high hopes, right? You have high hopes.
It doesn't matter to me. I just take care of them and do whatever. They call for reservations and we hook them up, and because they literally are staying with the governor's mansions right down the road from our.
But you have high hopes for them to do the right thing for the for the New Jersey,
Correct.
right? Every time I'm an optimist, so they get in. Even Murphy, right? I was a little disappointed. I know I don't remember. I think Wardana was her name. I thought she was smart. She distanced herself from Christie. I liked her a lot. I was hoping she would get in. She didn't. But regardless, I had high hopes for Murphy.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, maybe, listen, weed, no weed, legal, no legal. I don't know, great. I'm not a weed guy, but money for the state. Woohoo!
Sure.
But, dude, seriously, you're living in bizarro world. I said this the last episode, I'll say it again. We are the small businesses of this state. We employ 50% of the state, and that was records back in 2015. They're going to do another census.
You know what? And for me, like them coming in here, like Corzine was the best.
Oh, I remember Corzine.
He was a great.
He was
friend
another
of mine.
hedge fund guy.
Yeah, but he was a great friend of mine. Like we would have a blast, and we would have cocktails together, and have a. It was great, and even Governor Christie was here all the time, and we had many conversations. We had a lot of mutual friends together, so it was fun. Governor Murphy's been here a bunch of times this summer.
He's been in?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's been a bunch of times this summer.
Okay.
We got him in because, again, it's right down the road, and there's really no restaurant for these guys to eat. So we're the best restaurant in the state. So they come here. So
and it's literally steps from their
It
mansion.
really is. So and we take care of them, whatever, blah blah blah. So
and political or not political, right? But here's the thing.
Yeah, political. No, I don't care. Democrat, Republican.
They're spending money.
They're spending money.
And Mike's a businessman, right? So he's not going to kick them out.
I will take your money.
Did you hear about, real quick, and I think it's one of the diners that we're trying to pick up. He went to one of the diners, I think it was a local diner. Was it the OB diner?
I'm not sure.
He went to a diner, and listen, I get it, because you get frustrated. As a business owner, you get frustrated. So you want to point the finger and say, dude, what are you doing? I don't know the true story, I don't. But I heard that the business owner, the diner owner, went out and confronted him and said, what are you doing? And I don't have a problem. Listen, I got a problem with the business owner as business. You're going to chase business away, but I understand the frustration. It's like, dude, what are you doing? I get it.
Listen, I told my manager, because of my disbelief in his program, but on a business sense, the guy's spending $600-700. I'm like, I'll take it. Whatever. Yeah. So I don't know if that's right or wrong, but
I don't have a. You know what, Mike?
Listen, that's business.
It's business.
Am I going to turn away $700?
It's how you survive.
It's going to pay a bill for me. It's going to pay somebody's salary.
Right.
It's going to keep the lights on in my restaurant, and that's what it is.
But here's the thing. So since
but in reality, you see, here's the deal too for me. Owning a bar and a restaurant, the first rule you ever taught of owning a bar and a restaurant is politics and religion.
You don't talk about.
We don't talk about.
Yeah. Ever. We talk about here because we're having a good time.
Correct.
We have the channel.
But politics and religion we never talk about because that will destroy a restaurant or business or a bar. Because that's the worst thing you ever talk about. Right. So I don't get in that conversation. Yep. We'll do whatever we got to do.
And I get it.
But on this forum,
and here's the thing: we're not. My hope is that he listen. We got whatever subscribers. My hope is that
19 right now. We're on 19.
Nice, 19.
Let's hit 50 this week.
Subscribe and hit the bell.
50 this week.
But here's my hope, and maybe I live in bizarro world. My hope is that somebody shows him the video, right? And he finally realizes that, hey, not everybody is a $1 billion fun guy, right? And there's reality. These guys employ many, many people. And if these guys go out of business or can't afford to give more people payroll, then it's working in reverse. And I just want him to realize that what he's actually doing. So let's talk about that. What he's done since he's been there. You said 18 months. Okay.
Well, this restaurant's been in business for 35 years. Wow. I've been here for 18. So if we decide to close, where is he going for dinner when he's right down the road, or who's going for dinner when they're right down the road?
And I know what you're saying. You're like, oh, somebody else will take it. I'm in the bakery business, wholesale bakery. I can't tell you how many restaurants, delis, businesses have closed. Nobody else has gone there. Nobody. It's a vacant shell that, and things have gone in. Metro Mobile, T-Mobile, but not a restaurant, not a deli, not somebody that's going to employ 20, 30, 50 people. Somebody's going to employ 4 or 5 people. Right. So you're killing the businesses that make the state what the state is. Now, Michael, I know I told you this off camera, and you knew, New Jersey, and I didn't know this, New Jersey, 2018, was the biggest state for the most exodus.
I didn't know that. I did know that.
Like, yes. I do a little bit of research before we talk and stuff because I want to be educated. And that is amazing to me.
And also, on top of that, I'm going to add to that, is Florida, right? A lot of people are moving to Florida. It's Sunshine State, blah,
Tennessee
blah.
is actually a great place.
So, but what Florida did was they recognized, because it's cheaper to live in Florida, obviously, right. They recognized that all of these people from
New Jersey, basically.
So all of their rental properties and housing properties and everything went up.
What do you mean went up?
40%.
So talk to me
about that. To buy a house now in Florida or to rent a property is up
down
40%.
There it went up 40%.
Correct, because they recognize
it's economics.
All the people
it's supply and demand.
Leaving
it's supply and demand.
New Jersey want to move to Florida.
Right.
Listen to me, it's the greatest move ever.
Yeah.
Congrats to Florida.
Yeah. Well, not only
jacking
Florida,
it up.
South Carolina, Tennessee,
everybody
Texas, Arizona.
Everybody recognized that, and New Jersey is the, I think it was the second or third largest state for millionaires.
Oh,
in the whole entire country.
That, though?
I believe so.
Okay.
But it's also the largest state for millionaires that left the state.
Right. So
and guess where they were going? Florida,
Tennessee,
all these,
right.
And so they're not stupid.
Yeah.
They're going to jack up they want to make the money too. So, congrats to them.
Yeah.
Congrats to them to recognizing that.
Yeah.
It sucks for us because, listen, I would love to move to Florida tomorrow.
Right.
I really would. Or Arizona.
I'll say this. I will say this. I am a Jersey boy, right? I've been literally all over the world. Been to Italy, Germany.
Yep.
I've been to Switzerland. I've been to a lot of states within the United States. I always come back and say, I am so happy I live in New Jersey. I just do. I know you're different. I know you always
I did travel.
Love many other places.
I traveled everywhere, and I do recognize a lot of different potentials.
Right. But me, I love the seasons. I love New Jersey. So, and this isn't just me, but I've realized, I said to my wife, because we both own a business, we own an ice cream store, right?
Correct.
We're like, you know what? It's not going to be tomorrow. It's not going to be 3 years from now. But we really, really have to think about possibly moving out of this state.
Of course.
Right? So, and that was never me. I was always the guy, I'm always going to live in New Jersey. Maybe I'll have a house somewhere else, but I'm always going to live in... And reality is, I'm like, no. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why would I live in the state that is looking to literally hurt me? Like, not like as a business owner who employs, again, I'll say it again, 50% of the state. Why would I do that? Why would I do that to myself and stay in this state when I could move Carolina? Not that far away.
No.
Tennessee, much better weather, right? We are literally, I know I told you this, but we're going on a vacation.
But a better tax bracket, everything that you could ever imagine.
We're going on an Easter vacation with the kids, right? And we're going to go to, Charleston, South Carolina. Because we're going to take a train. It's going to be a whole thing, right? A whole family thing, 12-hour train ride.
Unbelievable food,
awesome.
Unbelievable everything.
Everything's awesome. And Beth had said, I'm all about the train. My wife says, why don't we look at some houses while we're down there? The old John, 3 years ago, honey, come on, we're staying in New Jersey. The new John, okay, let's look.
I love it.
Right?
I absolutely love it. What a great...
Now, I have 2 major businesses in this state, right? I have many employees that work for me. Is it going to be tomorrow? No. Is it going to be before I retire? I don't know, Mike.
I agree with you.
And if you do listen to this, Governor Murphy, listen, I can't be more of a Jersey guy. And if people like me are starting to think that, not only that, the statistics show that this state has had more people move out of it than, think of that. Our United States
100%.
of America
Correct.
and New Jersey has the most people leaving.
And like I said, we have the second or thirdest largest millionaires per state than anywhere in all the states. And they're all bailing.
Right.
And there's a reason why.
Yeah. You got to listen.
There's a reason
you gotta
why.
Listen. And again, I don't know what his agenda is. Is he looking to be president and getting all these people behind him? I don't know. But I don't want to put this all on Murphy because it's an America thing. It really is. And we've talked about this in previous episodes, right? That we're in bizarro world and people need to wake up people and realize what's happening. That it's, we're becoming Europe. And I don't know. I've lived in Europe 30 days, 40 days. I've lived there. Nice place to visit. You don't want to live there.
Correct.
You don't. The politics are ridiculous. Yep. The socialism this is America, people. Yep. The best country in the world.
By far.
And the politicians are pandering to what they think is the blue collar guy.
Yep.
Right? And they think that that's who's going to get them elected. So they don't care about anything else. But the person, and I don't know what the statistics on the rest of the country are. I know we're 50% of our population we employ. I will almost guarantee the rest of the country is similar. That the rest of the country probably employs small business.
Yep, I agree.
Employs 50% of the people.
Sure.
If you keep throwing mud and bull crap at us and say, we're pretty smart people, we're going to say, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not. I'm going to go to where the best situation for me is. Texas is out of control right now. Texas is taking the bull by the horn. Sorry, the adage, but taking the bull by the horn and saying, listen, why don't you come to Texas? Because our taxes are low. It's great to be here. We are a business-friendly state.
And I love Texas, man. Great barbecue.
Texas is awesome. Yeah.
Barbecue, buddy.
We need to learn, Governor Murphy, you need to maybe spend some time with the governor over there.
Franklin Barbecue, number one,
Franklin?
Austin, Texas.
Oh, really?
Number one in the United States.
He
Franklin
knows better than
Barbecue,
I.
Austin, Texas, baby.
Right. So we promised that these episodes wouldn't go super long. This one was specifically because Governor Murphy with this family leave thing. I did want to mention this. So real quick, family leave, $15 an hour, minimum wage, right? He increased the tax basis on all corporations. No, well, not all corporations. Higher end corporations, but I still don't really understand it because real quick, I looked at it. It's $5 million, but I think it's $5 million in business. We don't do that. We wish we did.
Correct.
But there's a lot of people in this state that do $5 million.
Absolutely.
That employ way more people than we do.
Correct.
So again, if they're getting hurt, right, and that CEO or president or owner isn't making more money, he's like, well, why should I work harder? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right? Also, including, we have, me and Mike talked about this off camera, is the, not only family leave, but vacation and sick pay. So there's mandated amount of vacation pay and sick pay. You keep piling on. How much can we take? Again, not Pfizer, not GE. How much can we take? Our margins are like terrible. Razor thin.
Absolutely terrible.
Literally razor thin.
God, terrible.
So again, we don't want to get on tangents. We're not. Listen, don't write us off that we're the political station for food because we're not. It's just what's happening right now. We as food guys, we know how hard we all work. We just do. We work ridiculously hard. I believe harder than any other industry.
100%.
So we put all these hours in. 60 hours is kind of like that's a sissy week for most people in our industry, right? 80, 90, 120-hour weeks, right? And we don't make much more than the average IT guy does on a 40-hour week.
Yep.
So we put way more into it, and at some point we say, why? Why? If the government isn't going to support us as a business, we need to look at alternatives. Different places. Maybe go out of business, go in business somewhere else, maybe hire less people, maybe scale down. Maybe we're not smart and trying to build a bigger business isn't the smart thing. Maybe if we're super small and we go under all the requirements, just 3 people, 4 people, maybe we're better off.
Who knows? Who knows?
It's just absurd, right?
It is.
It's absurd. So,
all right.
I just wanted to say, we're here. We're the $1 Million Food Guys.
Make sure you subscribe. Hit the button down below and subscribe, and we'll check you out on the next
Don't be a
episode.
crack addict. Sorry, I had to do that because I like the, when we do the beep beep. Sorry.
Or crystal meth.
We'll
Once
see
again,
you guys.
I'm Chef Mike Jerez.
And I'm John Baruti.
Thanks for watching.
See you on the next one.
Peace.
All right, cool.
All right. You got 2 in the bag.
We're total in at 37, so we're all right. So we'll just keep going. So on the next one, I want to bring up the family leave thing, right? So we'll just go into it. All right.